Hi everyone, good evening. I want to wish you a really happy, super joyful Thursday. I hope that it's amazing for you and that if you're in Dubai, you're ready for the weekend. And I want to make this message as I complete my workday and ready to head home about the value of our work and how incredibly important our work is in our life. No matter what it is that you're doing, whether you have a profession or you're just doing a job for 9 to 5 or that kind of a thing, or if you're an entrepreneur and you have your own business and that is your life, the work that we do is so critical and vital to our identity and our lifestyle and everything that shapes the character and the structure of our routine and our habits. And the most valuable thing that I took away today from my work that I'm consciously choosing to take away is the value and importance of working relationships. And the nature of our working relationships is so fundamental to our satisfaction and well-being at work. If you think about it, when we feel really happy at work, it's when we have good working relationships, and typically it's with our manager, and also very important is with our colleagues, especially if we're working in teams, because the definition of team is to rely on each other and to communicate and to depend on each other. So the dynamics of these relationships is really fundamental to our well-being, being able to carry out our job and duties in a satisfactory, efficient, and enjoyable, productive manner. And just feeling like we are part of a group, that we are accepted as a component, and that we are a valuable contributing member. So that's one key takeaway, is the value of relationships at the workplace, and not just working relationships, but also the social relationships that evolve from our time at work. Those are so fundamental to happiness and satisfaction wherever you're working or whatever type of work you're doing, especially if you're a social person. I mean, I've met some really incredible people and made some wonderful, fantastic friends since I've been working where I am. And I'm so deeply, utterly grateful for that. And these relationships evolve over time. And these relationships also teach us a lot about ourselves. They challenge us and they stretch our comfort zones. They also nourish us and they nurture us. So again, the workplace is that really fantastic setting, a really amazing and unique setting where we can have this social experience both professionally and personally, and having personal friendships. And these contribute to our satisfaction in our work. So as you think about your own work and the kind of path that you want for yourself career-wise, it could be worth looking at how you are experiencing your relationships at work, or how you would like to experience them moving forward. One thing that I've considered is that, for instance, if I want to have my own business and work from home, and if I want to do like online work or something like that, I'm a very social person, and yet I'm also like individualistic, and I don't need to be around people all the time. But the point is that I get a lot of value from being around others in my work. So it's something that I will take into consideration when I am planning my next move for my next profession, my next career, my next stage in life, professionally speaking. And the other point that I wanted to highlight that I learned about today is the importance of adding value in whatever function we're doing, whatever our work is, because that is the reason why we are where we are. Whatever your work is because you are meant to be adding some value and you're compensated for that. And sometimes when we do our work well, or we feel like we are entitled to be where we are, we can take it for granted. However, we can reconsider that. And you may want to consider is, how am I adding value? How are you adding value in your work? Do you feel like you're adding value, or are you just going through the motions? Because as I've become more aware of this notion of adding value in my work as an executive assistant, and also when I can as a life coach at work, I really see myself in a different light, and I see my function and my presence in my office very differently. I give it more importance, and I give it more meaning. I see myself as a valuable component, and that's only when I shifted my thinking about who I am at work, and that is a person that adds value and wanting to add more value. So we can add value to our employment and our workplace, not just by servicing the requirements of our manager or managers, but also by adding value to our teammates in terms of whatever they need. Like if my teammates need something translated, then I am definitely available, and that's my added value, is to use my language skills, or to provide some insight in terms of like English language usage. Or to just support if someone is overloaded. I can be an extra a pair of hands to make a phone call or send an email. So it can come in many ways, adding value. And this adding value, it's significant for you, and it enhances your level of satisfaction because you feel like you are valuable, because you have that value to add. So you're making it, you're creating it. It comes from you. So it's nice to take that ownership of whatever your function is, and to not take it for granted, to not allow ourselves to just coast through and to feel entitled, even though it feels nice to do that at some point, but it's not everlasting. And if we want a sense of fulfillment in our daily work, then we are required to see it as having meaning, as having a purpose. And one way of seeing it as having a purpose is by seeing the value that you bring to life. Not because you're not worthy, but just because you have so much value to give that if you begin to unravel that, you can definitely discover so many layers of your worth and your potential to contribute and your incredible value. So that's my takeaway for today, and now our weekend begins here in the Middle East, in Dubai, and I'm wishing everyone a really happy and joyful night ahead, full of peace and love and fun and laughter. I'm going to watch some comedy shows on YouTube tonight, and I'm just going to chill and stay happy. Alright everyone, take care. I love you. Bye!